Hello, my name is Dr. Richard Fendler. That's a picture of me in the lower right-hand corner of your screen. I want to welcome you to another week of Introduction to FinTech. I really hope you're enjoying the learning experience so far. This week, you're going to learn about how FinTech is changing banking. More specifically, you're going to learn about a revolution that is taking place in the traditional world of banking. To anyone that's over about age 35, a bank used to be a great big building. And inside every bank was a vault, and our money was all locked up inside that big, impenetrable vault. Today, we bank on our phone, and our money is supposedly somewhere in a cloud. That may not seem like a big deal to you, but in the world of banking, of business, of the US economy, of the world economy, that is indeed revolutionary. This week, you have some readings, videos, discussion board assignment, and a quiz. The readings from this week all come from a book titled Banks and Banking. It's a really simple but a very informative book. It provides a great overview of banks. You'll learn about the history of banking, how banks work. You'll learn about checking and savings accounts, credit unions, and you'll learn about the Federal Reserve, sometimes called the Fed. The Federal Reserve is the central bank in the United States. It is actually a bank for banks. So whereas I have a checking account and I bank at Bank of America actually banks at the Fed, at the Federal Reserve. This week, as you learn about fintech and banking, you'll see how fintech is changing banks, mainly through the growth of online banks, but also in many other ways, and even changing the way that the Federal Reserve looks at banking. There are three videos that you will watch this week. The first is titled Banking Explained, Money and Credit. That video explains why banks are central to the US economy. It shows that when banks mess up, the banking system mess up, the entire US economy suffers. Therefore, maintaining a strong and safe banking system is central to maintaining a healthy economy. And the revolution that fintech is causing in banking obviously raises a lot of concern as to whether that revolution is safe or whether it's putting us in some sort of undue risk. The second video is called Fintech Disruption Explained Simply. It describes how fintechs are leading the evolution of financial services by leveraging cutting edge technology. It also explains why fintech is happening now and how it's changing the fundamental nature of financial services in general and banking in particular. The third video is titled Five FinTech Trends That Are Shaping the Banking Industry for Good. And as the title suggests, there are five trends that it talks about, but it puts these not just in the framework of the United States, but also how it's altering banking and transactions across the entire world. In online classes, discussion board assignments are designed to allow you to interact with your fellow students, with your peers. They act as a substitute for student to student and student to teacher interaction that happens in a class that's taught in the classroom. There are many, many studies that show that human interaction is a major part of learning. So when you do discussion board assignments in this or any other class, I want to encourage you to think of these as an opportunity to share your understanding with others and then to learn from others. If you do that, then discussion board assignments become really an integral part of an online class instead of just something that you have to do at the end of every week. The discussion board assignment for this week introduces you to a wonderful news website that's titled FinTech Weekly. It's a site that provides links of some of the best fintech articles that have appeared that week on the internet. For this discussion board assignment, you have to read one of the articles. So if you go to the link, you'll see the titles of all the articles. Click the link to read one of them. Nearly every article that's on there takes about 3 to 5 minutes to read, and I guarantee you'll find them to be fascinating. You'll just know by the titles. For example, this week there's a article that's on this site called "Will AI Replace Humans?" I read it. It's really fascinating. There's another one called "FinTech Loves Businesses and the Planet." And if you're at all worried about what's going on with our planet, you'll enjoy that. After you read whatever article you choose, you just need to write about a 150 word-ish, I'll call it, summary of your article. And then I want to encourage you to read at least two others that have been written by other students about other articles. And if you do that, you'll learn from them. And if they read your article, they'll learn from you. Well, that's where the interaction part occurs in discussion board assignments and online classes. And finally, you have a quiz to complete this week. Quiz has got some multiple choice questions that cover the readings and the videos. Just as long as you read and watch the assignments for this week, you'll have no problem successfully completing the quiz. And so I hope you have a great week. If you ever have any questions, please ask. And as I tell all my students in all my classes, in education, the only bad question is the one not asked.